Talking Planning presents Busweek 3. Hello and welcome to Busweek 3 Day 3. So far, we've looked at a Transdev coach and a Surfside Bustech MDI from the New South Wales side. Today, I'll be reviewing something very special and a true classic of the bus world. Unlike most of my other videos, this vehicle is not en route service, but is recorded from a trip on an enthusiast's shuttle service.
Hey, so today I'm just sitting up the back on a Volvo B59, which is restored by Queensland Omnibus and Coach Society, and we're waiting to go for just a short little joyride, just around the Ferny Grove area. Now, I vaguely remember catching buses like this as a very young kid, and I just thought it was a good idea to share the experience with you because it's really, really cool, and I've always liked classic Volvos like this one. They are just nice, and it reminds me a lot of my childhood because not only did they have these when I was very young, up until I was 3 or 4, they then had the MAN SL200s, like the one that's restored that's up in the museum over there for a demonstration, and the one I saw in King George Square on Friday. So come and join me for the ride. It's a really, really cool experience. I've done it before, and that's why I've got to show it to you this time.
Up until the Volvo B59 was delivered, British buses like this Leyland Panther ruled the roost, and continental European buses had failed to secure government contracts in Australia. But in 1976 this changed, and this Volvo B59 was the first European bus to win a government contract. This particular vehicle, number 827, was actually the last Volvo B59 delivered to Brisbane City Council, and from then on, most metropolitan cities in Australia shifted quickly to Volvo, MAN, Scania and Mercedes-Benz buses. I've been on a couple of old Leyland Panthers before, and despite the similar looks, these Volvos really are a world apart. The engine outputs are surprisingly comparable to modern engines, serving up 250 brake horsepower and 865 Nm of torque, albeit with a lot more engine smoke. One area that isn't so modern is that gearbox, offering just 2 gears. And of course, this is a pre-Euro emissions standards vehicle. Moving on, inside this vehicle, it's very reflective of the 70s and 80s, with sliding framed windows and bench seats trimmed in cream vinyl and this scratchy brown cloth. The other thing you'll notice is that the backrest is actually quite low, which offers limited support. The stop bells consist of the classic licorice strap design, and the bell light is just a clear box with next stop stenciled on top. One surprising luxury is the installation of a forced air system called Sea Breeze, which in the days before air conditioning on buses provided extra air flow.
My heart is too big.
These buses were operated at Brisbane Transport between September 1976 and June 2002 and were well loved by drivers, particularly early on. As the years passed, newer MAN and Volvo buses entered the fleet, and by the late 1990s, the low-floor revolution began, and ultimately the Scania L94 UB led to the replacement of the last remaining B59s. And sadly now, those Scanias are also retired from Brisbane Transport. Sadly, chatty passengers talked for the entire way through the journey, meaning you could barely even hear that engine. So let's finish today's video with a quick drive past so you can get a smidge of B59 sound. Thank you for joining me today, and make sure to tune in for Day 4 of Busweek tomorrow.